Hi, youth beginner students. Master C here for another great class with you guys. Before we jump into this one, I do want to thank everyone that was able to make the Zoom meeting yesterday. I know it was a little crazy, but it was fun, right? We got to play a little bit and just kind of have some fun together. So I definitely think we'll be doing those again. So be on the lookout. If you weren't able to make that one, then we will schedule another one. Hopefully you can make that. So having said that, let's go ahead and bow our class in. So face right this way. Chariot. Kunye. Face the flags. Kuki, all right? Baro. Standing meditation. Makya. Baro. Face the pictures of the Grand Masters. Kwan Chanin. Chariot. Kunye. Face this way. Chariot. Kunyat. Excellent. So we are going to get warmed up with a little bit of stretch kicks today before we get into our sparring concept. So the first stretch kick that we're going to do is called a front stretch kick. All right, I'll demonstrate it facing towards you and turning to the side. So when we do this one, hands are going to be up. We're going to be kind of like we're in like a front stance, and our back leg is the leg that we're going to be stretching. So when I pull my leg through for this front stretch kick, I'm going to keep it as straight as I can. I also don't want to just swing it up too wildly or ballistically. I want a little bit of a controlled movement, especially right in the very beginning. When you start this one, you may only be able to get the leg up, hip height or something like that. Over time, you'll be able to swing the leg much higher. Okay. So you could use this as a strike potentially, but it's certainly much more being used as a stretch than like a combative type kick. So let me turn to the side here. Hands up. Again, my back leg is going to stay straight. You may even actually hear it kind of drag on the ground. One more swing. I'm trying to keep my other foot flat on the floor without coming way up on the toes. Okay? So when you guys do this one, I'm going to give you about 45 seconds. Work 2 on one leg, 2 on the other, and just kind of alternate back and forth. All right? So work those front stretch kicks. I'll see you right back here. Great job with those front stretch kicks. Next one is going to be a side stretch kick. So when I do this one, if I'm stretching my right leg, my left leg, you notice how it's already pivoted. It's just gonna kind of slide up. So my heel basically is gonna touch my other foot. So I'm gonna slide this foot up, then I'm gonna bring my other leg and just kind of swing it up in a side kick type position. Doesn't have to go super high. Of course, it will go higher as we get more warmed up. If you're working in your space, you can slide, lift, slide, lift. Once you're out of space, you can change directions. Slide, lift, slide, lift, slide, lift. All right? Side stretch kicks. Be gentle on yourself. Make sure you keep that foot that you're dragging or sliding in that pivoted position instead of being here. Okay? 45 seconds on the clock. We'll see you right back here. Nice job with the side stretch kick. Next one is going to be inside outside stretch kick. So again, I'm going to go back kind of like I'm in a frontish stance. My back leg is gonna be the stretching leg. The arm that's on the same side, I'm gonna stick that hand straight out, kind of like along the center line of my body. Now this kicking leg is gonna come up. My job is kind of, I was thinking about trying to draw like a giant arc, or like my foot is gonna draw like a rainbow. So I don't want to just come like up and touch. I want to really swing around. So if I do a good job with this, my leg should pull through and hit my hand. Nice, big, inside, outside arc. As a green belt, you'll eventually learn inside, outside crescent kick that has a very similar type motion. So again, you would do several on one side, then you would switch. Again, the same leg that's back, that hand is out. Big arc, kicking your hand with your foot, all right? 45 seconds for inside, outside stretch kick. Last one, guys, is gonna be outside to inside stretch kick. So I'm gonna get into my front stance again. Back leg is the stretching leg. This time, I'm gonna use my opposite hand. So I'm gonna hold that out. The kicking leg is gonna come up and around and come into the hand. Now, just like with the last one, I want my hand to touch my foot at the very highest point of the kick. I don't want it to come up and then down into the hand. I don't want to kick it on the way up. Ideally, again, my foot would be contacting my hand at the highest point. Hand is out, swinging the leg. Again, you could work several on one side, switch several on the other. Just make sure it's balanced so you're doing the same number on each leg. Outside to inside stretch kick, 45 seconds on the clock. Awesome work with a stretch kick warm-up. It's definitely a good thing to work on. You can do that. I don't know if I would recommend doing it every day necessarily, but you could definitely work that in several times a week. Really help improve your hip mobility and your kick height, okay? So we're done with that, so let's do a quick stretch here. Hands on your hips and hip circles. Always a good one for me. Other way. Good, arm circles backwards. And forward. Back and forth across your chest. Link your hands together, trunk twist. Hands back on your hips. Head side to side. Looking left and right. And up and down. Good. Spread your feet a little bit. Lean forward, one hand on each foot. And hana, two, set, net, tasse. Yase, ilga, yoro, up, yo. Both hands over to your right foot. And il, I, sam, sa, o, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Over to the left side. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 육. Spread them out a little bit more. Bring it down one more time. Should feel good. Nice deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. Good. Yeah. Nice. Keep your hands on the mat. Walk your feet in. Good. Wag that tail. Excellent. Great job with the stretch. You can grab a quick sip of water, come on back, and we'll dive into our sparring concept for today. All right, so earlier in the week, we spent a little time working on offensive concepts, how to kind of find or create or read an opening in your partner. Today, let's talk a little bit about defense, okay? So first step to being good at defending yourself is making sure you have a good sparring stance and you have decent posture and basic movement skills, okay? So there's lots of different sparring stances that you could employ. The one I typically recommend for students and the one I like to use myself is this lead hand low, rear hand high position, right? We detailed this a little bit earlier in the week, so if you didn't see that one, go back and watch that class video and you can kind of see a little bit more about that. The general posture, so if I'm sparring the camera, I wouldn't want to have my belly button pointed straight at it. I would want to kind of blade my body. I want to turn sideways so that my shoulder is pointed right towards my partner. I also want to make sure that, well, I guess sometimes I describe it as like if I'm drawing a bow, like I'm getting ready to shoot a bow and arrow, this is kind of the way I want to be, nice and sideways. The reason I think is pretty obvious because most people are smaller in the side profile view than they are this way. So I just became a smaller target to hit, okay? Also allows me to keep my weight back so I can kick with this lead leg a little faster than if I was kind of standing on even weight on both feet, okay? So if you have a partner, not everybody's gonna have a partner they can actually spar with, but you can still work these drills because a lot of the sparring that we do, you can get better at if you're really just focusing and thinking about it. So I'm gonna call out Master Cosby for this one. Now I mentioned, so our stance and posture is part of it, right? This lead hand low, rear hand high, staying sideways. I don't wanna be too far lean back naturally or too far lean forward. Now, in terms of movement, we also talked about this earlier in the week. The direction that I wanna go, a good kind of base skill to gain is whatever direction I wanna go, I'm gonna move the foot that's in that direction first. So if I'm gonna move backwards, like maybe Master Cosby is advancing towards me, I would step with my back leg and then drag the front leg. If she was moving back and I was trying to chase her, I'm gonna step with my front leg because I'm moving forward and drag the back leg. So for the sake of this first drill, in a second you can pause when I go to a still shot, and if you have someone, then I just want them to kind of move around, and I'd like for you to try to move in relation to them so that you keep the same distance that you started with while moving with proper footwork. So what I mean is, maybe if Master Cosby and I reach out, this is the distance that we have. So she's gonna be kind of like the lead dancer, I'm gonna kind of follow. So if she moves back, or the other way, I'm gonna step, drag. We still have about the same distance that we had earlier. So she's gonna move around slowly, and I'm gonna try to maintain this distance with a proper movement. Yes? Oh. Yeah, we can move sideways a little bit. Step, drag, step, drag, step, drag, step, drag, and so on. Okay? So that's a kind of a fun drill that can really teach you some good movement. Ideally, you would move totally in sync with your partner. In the beginning, it's gonna be like, and that's okay too. As you get better also, you can ask your partner to move a little faster for you, and you can continue to try to move with them. So again, pause this in a moment, take a few minutes and work that movement. Hope the basic movement went well for you guys. Next one, we're going to talk about efficient blocking. Okay, a lot of times in class, we'll break down how we should block for every single type of technique. But today I want to focus more on the general concept, right? If you understand this concept of blocking, which isn't always really easy to get, but if you do understand it, you can apply it to any technique that's coming at you, and you should be able to block it successfully. So again, you notice our basic posture, which this is built off of. Lead hand low, rear hand high. If I'm gonna block efficiently, anything that's coming at me low, I should deal with this hand that's already low. It's gonna be closer to it. Anything that's coming at me high, I should deal with this hand that's already high. If I find myself blocking something high with this limb that's already low, that's a lot of movement. Odds are I'm gonna be too late, I'll get hit, or I create an even bigger opening that they can attack if I make that type of mistake. Okay, so I'm gonna borrow Master Cosby again for this one. And the idea here is, we're gonna move around a little bit. You don't have to necessarily put the movement with this efficient blocking. Your partner can kind of move around you, and they're going to kind of attack towards certain areas of your body, right? Nice and slow, but I wanna make sure that I'm blocking with the proper limb. So if something comes at my head, I wanna block with this hand, right? The one that was already high. If something's coming low, I'm gonna block down here. Now, if your partner's a skilled partner and they want to try to kick you nice and slow, that's okay, right? They can do that, but they can simulate really any area of attack by just kind of reaching at you with their hand. So again, I'm here. Oh, I almost made my mistake. Yes. Good. Oh, see, I messed up. So when I did that, I was too late. That's why it would be much better if I'm blocking with that hand that's already low. Let's see. One other thing that I want to point out to people, when your partner is coming at you, it's best to keep kind of both of our hands in.
Right.
A lot of times I talk about this like T-Rex position, elbows in close to your body. When those elbows start to flare, you're making an opening here, okay? So I think that's probably pretty good for this particular section. So again, your partner's gonna be attacking you nice and slow. If you find yourself making mistakes, right, then ask your partner to move more slowly so that you can make the proper decision first, all right? Have fun with that efficient style of blocking, guys, and I'll see you back here in a couple of minutes. Okay, third and final idea for defensive basics here is going to be when someone's attacking at us, most people's instincts are to either flinch or just kind of move away from it. And that's probably okay in the beginning just because you want to minimize how much you're getting hit. But ideally, people that are really good sparrers, they will actually improve their position when they block so that they will have an opportunity for good offense in a moment. All right, we talked about this a little bit earlier in the week in terms of like reading our partners and then reacting to that to move into a good position. So this is where it's going to start to tie in. Obviously in sparring, defense and offense are going to be linked together. So I'll demonstrate a little bit with Master Cosby here. So for the sake of this drill, let's say that Master Cosby is using a lead hand back fist. Okay, so if I don't move, the back fist comes in, she hits me in the head. Now, most people are going to have this type of response. Back fist comes in and they run away. Now, that was fair because one, I avoided getting hit. That's great. That's always really good. But when I ran away, did I really improve my ability to hit her? Probably not, because I've created a lot of space. I'm gonna have to do a lot of work and a lot of movement to get back in there, and odds are I'm gonna be late. So when she strikes in at me, I can choose to run away, or I can choose to improve my position. Now let's think, if you just extend the back fist, where is an opening being created on Master Cosby? I would say it's pretty obvious that it's right in here. Now there's lots of things that you could hit theoretically, but this is probably gonna be the easiest one. So where is a place that I should be to take advantage of this? If I come over here, I'm more in the zone of this hand, so that could be bad. If I come over here, now, of course, I'm always in danger of getting kicked, but this has fewer things that can hit me than if I go the other direction. Does that kind of make sense, guys? So when that back fist comes in, we can just kind of go slow-mo. I'm gonna block and I'm gonna step in a direction that improves my position. So I succeeded in not getting hit and I improved my position such that I could strike towards her if I needed to or wanted to, okay? And you can break this down, again, for any type of technique. So my suggestion would be pause the video in just a moment, have your partner throw a technique, right? Or just extend something out. Maybe it's gonna be, let's call it a cross punch this time for Master Cosby. So that rear hand's coming in, all right? I can assess where are the openings. Again, when people extend their arms, their ribs become open. So it's high, I should block with this hand. The opening is created here. Boom, I could choose side kick, I could choose round kick. If I'm really fast, spin back kick again. All right, these are some of the things that maybe I would try. Now that I've broken that down, we'll have the punch come in, slowly, boom, and I can work it. And then it can be faster and faster, where I'm really starting to work my own personal timing, okay? So this is a good one. You can break down lots of techniques. And for me personally, at the end of a sparring class, if I just got nailed a bunch of times with a turn back kick, I would break it down in this same way. Or, you know, if there's any technique that somebody is getting you with a bunch, this is an easy way to break it down so you can be better next time. So pause in a moment, spend a few minutes working through with this improving your position idea. Great. I hope you enjoyed some of those sparring basics on a defensive nature. Again, if you didn't see the video from earlier in the week, go back and watch that one. It talks about some offensive stuff. So really, really cool. Couple of other little things before we finish out. I know in a few weeks, and you'll probably see an email about this soon, we are aiming to have a Zoom belt testing. Okay, so it'll be really fun. You guys have been working hard, getting your stripes and submitting your class logs. If you haven't been submitting your class logs, it's not too late. You're gonna have a few weeks to kind of prep and get ready for this. So continue working hard and we can keep scheduling Zoom meetings and FaceTime and WhatsApp and whatever various ways that we can video chat with people to help them earn those stripes. Master Cosby also reminded me that I didn't do the cow joke. So I wanna know, where do baby cows go to eat their lunch? The cafeteria, of course. Yeah, I think some of you guys probably saw that one coming there. So great job today. Thanks for working hard, and we will see you again very soon.